Hello everyone, and welcome to RadioCSIRT, your daily podcast with cybersecurity news. I'm Marc-Frédéric Gomez, recording from France, Paris. It's Saturday, November 8th, 2025, episode 478. On today's agenda, Microsoft warns about a large-scale payroll fraud campaign, while Iranian actors target the academic community. We'll also cover fake CAPTCHA pages that now include video tutorials to spread stealers, and the Pentagon's new plan to reorganize US Cyber Command. In Europe, Parliament is advancing a controversial proposal that expands Europol's powers to process biometric data. On the technical front, Drupal fixes several vulnerabilities. Researchers detail a new Android spyware called Landfall, and two CERT for advisories outline major Linux kernel fixes for Red Hat and Ubuntu. As a reminder, all OSINT sources used for this podcast are available on RadioCSIRT.org and in the episode descriptions. If you're new here, don't hesitate to subscribe to the podcast. Researchers are tracking a new phase of the ClickFix campaign, an infection method built around fake CAPTCHA websites. This technique tricks users into executing malicious commands themselves by copying and pasting code from their clipboard. Initially used to distribute the Lumma stealer, ClickFix has now evolved. According to Push Security, the latest pages embed step-by-step video tutorials that guide users visually through the infection process. The malicious site automatically detects the visitor's operating system and adapts the instructions, copying the correct command directly to the clipboard. A 1-minute countdown adds urgency, a psychological pressure that drives quick action. Distribution happens through poison search results, phishing emails, social media, and in-app ads. This is a clear example of modern cyber deception, where attackers rely less on technical exploits and more on manipulating user behavior. Meanwhile, in the United States, the Department of Defense has finalized its new model for building cyber forces. Originally called Cyber Command 2.0, the plan aims to boost the effectiveness of US Cyber Command, which has long struggled to attract and retain top talent. The roadmap spans nearly a decade. An advanced cyber training and education center will reach initial capability by fiscal year 2028 and full readiness by 2031. A Cyber Innovation Warfare Center will also be established to speed up development of both offensive and defensive capabilities, with milestones extending beyond 2030. These long timelines are already fueling calls for a separate US cyber force, but Pentagon officials defend the plan as a structural reform designed to strengthen digital lethality, specialization, and mission agility. Across the Atlantic, the Civil Liberties Committee of the European Parliament, known as LIBE, has approved a proposal to expand Europol's data collection and biometric sharing powers. The goal is to fight human trafficking and migrant smuggling across Europe. However, privacy advocates warn it could pave the way for mass surveillance and systemic data violations. According to Access Now, this marks a step toward a, quote, digital police state. The proposal now moves to a full parliamentary vote later this month, reigniting the debate between public safety and fundamental privacy rights. On the mobile front, researchers at Unit 42 have identified a new Android spyware called Landfall. It primarily targets Samsung Galaxy devices delivered through malicious DNG image files, often sent via WhatsApp. The exploit chain leverages a zero-day vulnerability in Samsung's image library. libimagecodec.curam.so, tracked as CVE 2025-21042, patched in April. A related issue, CVE 2025-21043, was fixed in September. Landfall embeds two key components, -b.so, an ARM64 loader that handles encrypted communications and module staging, and also, which manipulates Linux policies to gain persistence and elevated privileges. The spyware can record microphone audio, intercept calls and messages, track location, and bypass analysis tools like Frida and Exposed. Victims have been observed in Iraq, Iran, Turkey, and Morocco, with infrastructure patterns resembling Middle Eastern commercial spyware vendors. In open-source software, 2 Drupal modules received security advisories this week. Simple multi-step form is vulnerable to cross-site scripting. CVE 2025-12761. Email TFA contains an access bypass flaw. CVE 2025-12760. Both are rated moderately critical and should be updated immediately. The Drupal core security release window has also been advanced to November 12th. from 1600 to 2200 UTC. In France, the CERT published two major advisories. First, CERT 2025 AVI 0978 concerning Red Hat Enterprise Linux. It lists 24 kernel vulnerabilities across versions 8, 9, and 10, affecting x86_64, ARM64, Power, and IBM Z. Exploitation could lead to arbitrary code execution, remote denial of service, or data leaks. Administrators are urged to patch immediately and reboot their systems. The notice highlights the importance of monitoring even extended support releases, as kernel flaws often persist across multiple branches. The second advisory, CERT for 2025 AVI 0977, targets Ubuntu systems from 14.04 through 25.04. It addresses 261 kernel vulnerabilities, including several critical ones allowing remote denial of service and information disclosure. Updates are available through the latest Ubuntu security notices, and a full reboot is required after patching. In the United Kingdom, the Bank of England has linked the Jaguar Land Rover cyber attack to measurable economic impact. The September breach caused severe disruption to production and supply chains, contributing to slower GDP growth in the third quarter. Losses exceed £2 billion for the company and around $2.1 billion for the wider economy. The event has been classified as a Category 3 systemic cyber incident, marking one of the first times a cyber attack has visibly affected national economic performance. The UK's National Cybersecurity Centre also reports 204 significant cyber incidents over the past year, up 129% compared to the previous year. And finally, Microsoft continues to track Storm 2657, a financially motivated actor hijacking employee accounts to redirect payroll deposits, a campaign known as Payroll Pirates. The group targets HR systems like Workday, using phishing pages that capture credentials and MFA tokens in real time. Once inside, attackers alter payroll details, suppress notifications, and register their own devices for persistence. Since March, Microsoft observed 11 compromised accounts sending nearly 6,000 phishing emails across 25 universities. The company recommends phishing-resistant MFA, such as FIDO2 security keys, and continuous monitoring for new inbox rules or unauthorized MFA devices. And that's the end of this episode. I hope it provided clear and useful information. You can share your feedback by email at RadioCSIRT@gmail.com. See you tomorrow for a new episode. Until then, don't overthink it, just patch. Sending you much love. See you tomorrow. Bye.